Disclaimer, don't go harassing people that I talked about in this video. A bunch of the people I'm going to be talking about are my friends, and even the ones that aren't, they still don't need to be harassed. That's not what this is for. This is just to talk about a situation that I was a part of. These people don't need to be harassed. Also, this video is going to have sensitive topics in it, like weird sexual art of fictional characters, and stuff about adults and minors. There's going to be some Discord messages with swearing in them, if you care about that sort of thing, and probably some other things I can't think of right now. So yeah, enjoy. Viewer discretion is advised, whatever. Yeah, the Awesome Daikaiju Party. If you don't know who that is, he was a very prominent member of my little subsection of the Tokusatsu fan series community for a few years, 2023 to 2025, and my friends and I did a decent amount of collabs with him in those years. And he was always known for kind of acting like a child and looking like a child. I mean, just look at him. He doesn't look a day older than 13. Even that's kind of a stretch. He looks 10. We all thought he was like 10 when we first met him. But no, he told us one day that he was 18. And I was like, okay. But none of us really thought anything of it, because he was always the innocent one. He'd do the digital equivalent of rolling his eyes whenever we said something freaky. And so we were all like, okay, he's mentally a child, we'll just treat him as a fellow child. But after he stopped being as active on Discord, I started thinking, it's still a little weird that this grown man, even if he is mentally a child, is mainly talking to teenagers online. And then my friend Gamora Animations sends me this, and I'm just like, really? This guy is making this? That doesn't make any sense, because, as we all know, he doesn't want to interact with freaky stuff. But apparently, that was a lie, because he made femboy murder drones art. In the Smasher Pass Hear Me Out channel, no less, he's tapped into his friends' sexual preferences, it seems. He's all, well, since these guys like femboys, I have decided to make something that they would probably like. Okay. So I was just like, alright, that's weird, but he's not the only person in our friend group to make freaky art. I'm not sure why he would hide that from us. But again, I didn't think anything of it. But then he banned me from his server, and I didn't even realize they had that server muted. My friend Lucas the Unbelievable asked him if he banned me, and he just kept avoiding the question, and then he lied and said, no, I didn't ban him, he just decided to leave. Someone says that I was being rude to 80KP, so Lucas asks, okay, well, what did I say? And 80KP says that I called him a spoiled rich kid. And yeah, I did do that, because he is one. He gets everything he wants. He gets every expensive tokusatsu figure out there, and it's always like the last one in stock or something, pays hundreds of dollars for it. And, like, he banned me over that. It's so stupid. And then I decided to be petty, so I told everyone about the murder drones art. And at first it was just like, look at this guy, look at this man-child, he has no life. He makes murder drones femboy art, and he talks to kids. He's weird. Look at this chud. But then I was like, wait a second. He talks to minors all day, and he hides a specific thing he does, and there's no real reason for it, because it's not like we would have judged him for that if he wasn't hiding it. That's weird. And then my friends and I all decided, this guy might be a creep. So Gamora decided to go find all the rest of the pictures he made, because we want to see more. And, yeah, that's something. So let's look at these. This is, a little incriminating. I'm not gonna read these out because I don't feel like it. But, yeah, as you can see, he says this about a character in a prom dress, and, if you know what those are for, you would be like, hey, that's a little weird. That's what, 17-year-olds wear. And at the time, we thought 80KP was 18, so it wouldn't have been that bad, but, now we know he's actually 20. I'll get to that later. So yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't have anything to say about this one, but yeah, there's this one also. And then there's this. I don't know if I need to say anything about this one. This one's just certainly, yeah, none of these characters are underage, but, they're definitely supposed to be younger than him. Which, even with him being 20, that wouldn't be that bad without the added context of him being 20 and talking to teenagers all day. So my friend Colin posted this in every server he was in that 80KP was also in, so everyone knew this guy was an absolute chud. And he left all of them. 80KP left all the servers. So after that, he was all like, how did you get these pictures? And then Mukadender says, no idea, Gamora found them. And he says, that wasn't me. My account got hacked. And, no, it didn't. My good sir, Mr. Francis, that is your art style, and that is the way you type. And I don't even think I need to show evidence, but I will anyway, because you're kind of stupid. And then he says, sigh, you heard the rumors, I'm guessing. And, yeah, he did. They're not rumors, though. And then he says, ever since I got Discord, I've been scared that I'd be falsely accused of things, or whatever he said. I don't know, I don't have the picture up yet. I'm editing it in. And then he goes and gives Gamora this very amazing message here, and I'm just gonna let Colin read it out, because Lucas made a very amazing edit of Colin reading this out, and I can't do it any better.
You motherfucker, you decided to expose me? Why did you just decide to do it? What is something personal? Don't ignore me, fucking answer me!
And here's all of ADKP's goodbye messages where he plays the victim, because of course he did. He says, in his server, hi everyone, if you're reading this message, that means I'm taking a break from Discord. I've been falsely accused of something personal, so I'm taking a break. I don't know for how long I will be in other servers that Asher and Lucas are not in, so until this whole thing dies down, my final message is goodbye and farewell. Well, newsflash, it's not gonna die down. This isn't the kind of thing that dies down. And then on YouTube, he posts, hi guys, I'll be taking a break from Discord, kind of YouTube for some drama. If you want to know the full story, kinda, check out Mukadender's video on the topic. So I'm gonna be on hiatus until hopefully the drama dies down, but it probably will not. So take this as my final message. Goodbye and farewell. And yeah, you should go watch Mukadender's video. It's not as in-depth as mine or Colin's, but, still, go support him, he's my friend. And then he tells Alex, who is drunken dude from those messages I showed just a second ago, but at least I have my other YouTube accounts. So yeah, I might be posting on those as well. But I might make a new Discord account, because I'm pretty sure some people don't want to see this account anymore because of the whole drama. Just don't tell the rest of the guys, okay, bro? Well, he told the rest of the guys. So yeah, basically he's just avoiding and dodging everything. And acting like he didn't do anything wrong. And just not addressing anything we're actually calling him out on. So that just makes him look worse and more guilty. A day after this, we were all talking about it, and he posted the video Mukadender made in that Murder Drone server he was making all that art in, and everyone in that server completely missed the point of that video. Mr. KP, no one is saying you're a pedophile for robots. We're saying you're weird for being a grown man talking to 14-year-olds all day. The robot art just makes it worse, because it's incriminating, because it means you were hiding that from us for no real reason other than, I guess, to get closer to a bunch of kids. Like, I can't think of any other reason for that. That is what we don't like you about. And this guy is just saying, oh, you think this guy's bad? Well, what about my ex? We don't know this guy's ex. I don't know what he's on about. And he's like, you should save this kind of thing for people that are actually dangerous in the community, and like, by this community standards, this is somewhat dangerous, because like, yeah, we don't know, but like, we can infer this guy might be a creep from this stuff. So from that, I should probably fully explain the reason we're exposing this guy. It has nothing to do with the Murder Drones art. I mean, it does a little bit, but that's not the main reason. That, I wouldn't care about that. It's that this guy is 20 years old, according to his TikTok page, and I trust the TikTok page more than what he said to us, because, I mean, like, we already know he's willing to hide things that don't really mean anything, so he probably lied about his age, and also because he said he was 18 for over a year, I'm pretty sure, and people love giving all their information to TikTok, so I'm gonna believe that. He's 20 years old, talking to 11 to 15-year-olds, mostly, and that's most of the people he talks to as far as I know. And he talked to us very often for a while. And he would act like he doesn't want to be involved with any freaky stuff, which I always thought was weird, because it's like, the rest of us are like that and you're older than us. Pretty sure it was because he thought it would help him get closer to a bunch of kids. And I'm not saying he wants to do anything to a bunch of kids, but I am saying I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up doing that. I'm not going to accuse him of that, because I don't throw those accusations out. But, like, I wouldn't be surprised. But still, he seems to be hiding who he actually is to get closer to a bunch of kids on Discord. That is weird. that is why we don't associate with him anymore. So yeah, in conclusion, ADKP is a lying little chud monkey. That's a new term I made. I coined that term to describe him, because that's what he is. So yeah, you should go not subscribe to him. You should go unsubscribe to him, actually. So this is gonna end with a musical number from everyone's favorite part of, everyone's favorite song that people other than me like, Hyakugo Juichi 2003. Everyone's favorite part with everyone's favorite little guy, Shmorky. Yeah, that's what this is gonna end with.
Why do you reckon you're so smart? You got a girl. She's a novelty. Who's on her foot? Just as a